Hi guys, welcome to the Wellness Collective's free yoga on Saturday. My name is Sam and I'm the yoga instructor there. And today we're going through the fifth and final niyama, a yoga flow inspired by the fifth and final niyama, which is Ishvara Pranidhana. I'm not very good at saying it, so bear with me. But it's all about surrendering and devotion to a higher power. It's whatever that higher power may look like for you, whether that's God, the universe, Mother Earth, the trees, the sky, the cosmos, whatever it is. It's just knowing that there's something greater than yourself and trusting in that thing. It's just trusting that the universe is not only always supporting us, but also guiding us. Having faith that we're always given exactly what we need when we need it. And just trusting that when any situation arises, we'll be provided with the tools that we need to get through it, and no matter how big the mountain may seem, having faith that, the universe has our back and the universe is guiding us and it's supporting us, we'll get through it and we'll overcome it and we'll reach the top of the mountain. We'll get to the next thing with that support. But you really need to have that faith and that trust and that devotion to that higher power, that's something greater than yourself. It's all about like finding your flow and that path of least resistance and just surrendering your ego and your own will to what you think things should happen a certain way, or things should be this or should be that or should be there, and just accepting and having faith in what is and what is actually happening and what is actually coming your way and where you are actually being guided to, instead of trying to control it so much. As control is really just an illusion anyway. We don't really have control over anything. It's just life, releasing our ego allows us to better open our hearts and flow with life instead of trying to fight against us, and Ishvara Pranidhana reminds us to be humble in the presence of something greater than ourselves. And the more that we take that time to nourish that relationship, the easier it is to trust in that and get out of our own way. And let the divine timing of your life unfold, so it's having a daily practice of turning over what we can't control to our higher power and surrendering our will and to try and fix it or solve it, and instead just searching for peace and understanding through that surrender, and just letting what may be. And you can finding that calm in the chaos, but it's really making an effort every day in some form or another to connect with your spirituality, with your higher power, through meditation, through yoga, through journaling, through spending time in nature, whatever. Anything can literally be a spiritual practice if you put that intention into it. And that's really what it comes down to when practicing Ishvara Pranidhana on our mats. It's just practicing with intention each day and surrendering to each moment of the flow, and surrendering again and again and again, because it's not something that we just do once and then we're done with. Surrendering and devotion is something we have to decide to do every day, and we have to make an effort to do every day. And it's just letting go of our expectations of how we think a pose should look or our practice should look, and appreciating for what it is, and appreciating your body for what it can do today. And it may not be what it did yesterday or the week before or whatnot, but appreciating the miracle that it is today and honoring it and listening to it and accepting it. And allowing yourself to just be guided through the moving meditation. Allow your body to feel as you flow and connect with your breath. Connecting with your breath, your body, and your higher power all coming through one. That's really what yoga union is really about. It's about connecting it all and coming through to the oneness that we all are. So with that said, I'm gonna make my way over to my mat, and also just know I am pregnant now. So there are some moves are a little bit more difficult for me with my center of balance and the belly gets bigger. Just have a little bit of belly now. So I might be doing some modifications, but feel free to do the full expression of the pose. But again, all of my guidance is, it's just guidance, and you can feel free to make the practice your own. And if anything feels too much or not enough for you, you know, there's always another variation, there's always another modification. And if you have any questions about that, you can always reach out to me and I'd be happy to help. With that, I'm just gonna get over to my mat. We're just gonna get started in a comfortable, easy position. So just sitting cross-legged on your mat. I'm just taking a few deep breaths here just to center yourself. And just settle into your body. Think about setting your intention for your practice and for your day, for your weekend, whatever it may be. We inhale, raise our arms up. Exhale, bring your hands together. Down to our third eye. And then down to our heart. And we're just going to start with some neck rolls, some easy neck rolls. Bring your right ear down to your right shoulder, your chin to your chest, your left ear to your left shoulder. You can inhale on the way up, exhale. If it feels good to hold your neck in a position for a few more seconds, that's fine. It's really starting to wake up the top of your spine. And back to neutral. Now we're just going to roll our shoulders, start rolling them back in circles, keeping our spine straight and our chest lifted. And maybe go the other way, coming forward. And back to neutral. And then we're going to interlace our hands out in front of us. Round your shoulders a little bit. Bringing your navel to your spine. And as we inhale, lift our arms up. Looking up. Slight back bend. Releasing your hands and interlacing them again in the back. Reaching your fist towards the floor. Release back forward, rounding your shoulders again, bringing that navel to your spine. One more time, inhaling up. Releasing your hands behind you, bringing your fists down towards the mat, lifting your chest up. And releasing, rounding your shoulders. We're going to come into our butterfly position to bring the soles of your feet to touch. Your feet can be as far away or as close to your body as feels good for you. I'm just holding onto your ankles or your feet. If this feels good for you and you just want to stay here, that's fine. You can inhale as you lift up. And as we exhale, just walk your hands forward, bringing your forehead to your feet or to the mat. Just beginning to open up those hips a little bit. Stretching your hands forward. One more breaths here, inhaling. slowly walk your hands back up. We're just gonna stretch our legs out to the side in a straddle position. They don't need to be this wide. They can be, just whatever's comfortable for you. If this feels comfortable for you, that's great. If you can get them wider, that's great. And again, we're just gonna inhale, lifting our chest up. Exhale, slowly walk our hands down, coming down onto our forearms. Or walking your hands down, bringing your forehead to the mat. Inhaling back up. Now lift that left arm up as we inhale. As we exhale, reach it over towards the right foot, reaching that right arm towards the left. So we're just getting a nice stretch in that side body and also in that hamstring. Just reach for, try and reach for your toes. Obviously, you don't have to grab them, but if you can, that's great. And inhaling, lifting back up. Next, inhale, lift that right arm up and stretch over to the left as we exhale. Reaching that left arm. We're just keeping it in front of you for some extra balance. One side might be a little bit more flexible than the other. Inhaling back up. Now we're going to bring our feet together so they're out straight in front of us in our staff pose. Our feet are flexed, our spine is straight, our shoulders over our hips. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over, reach for your toes, your calves, whatever you can reach for. So if you have a strap, that's also helpful. You can put it around your feet and just kind of work towards pulling yourself down while keeping your spine straight. And one more breath here, inhaling. And as you exhale, try and push yourself a little bit farther down. And inhaling back up. Now we're going to bring this left foot to the outside of the right thigh. And just hug that left knee into our chest as we twist and look over the left shoulder. If this feels good for you and you want a little bit more also, you can bring this right foot in, tuck that right heel underneath the left foot. And you can also use your right elbow, kind of hook and turn you to the side a little bit more. And just making sure your spine is straight and your chest is lifted. And release. Bring the left foot out, both legs out straight in front of you. Now the right foot comes to the outside of the left thigh. Hug that right knee into your chest and just turn like that, looking over your right shoulder. If you want to bring that left foot underneath the right buttocks, you can do that. And again, if you want to hook that left elbow for a little bit more leverage, a little bit more twist in your spine. And release. And now we're just going to bring both of our knees into our chest, into like a little cosmic egg. And just roll back and forth a couple times, massaging your spine until we roll over. Coming into our tabletop position. So our hips are over our knees, our shoulders are over our wrists. We're just going to do some cat-cows here to just really wake up the spine so our knees are about hip distance apart. And as we inhale, we're looking up, lifting our chest up, bringing our belly button to our mat. And as we exhale, round your shoulders, bring your navel to your spine. And then just any kind of movement that feels good for you. I'm gonna move a little bit forward and back as you go through these, even side to side. Just kind of giving your body whatever it needs to feel good right now. When you're ready, coming to neutral. We're gonna lift that right foot out straight behind us and that left arm out straight in front of us. And just hold this here, take a deep breath for one moment. And bending that right knee, reaching that left arm around for that right ankle. And slowly pushing that right foot up towards the ceiling. We're stretching that right hip flexor, that right quad, doing a slight back bend. Just trying to stay centered, keeping your hip over your knee, your shoulder over your wrist. And release. Coming back into tabletop. We're going to do the other side. Inhale, lift that left leg up straight behind you. And the right arm. Taking a couple deep breaths here. Bending that left leg, reaching for that left ankle. And pushing up towards the ceiling. Pushing it up a little bit more. And release. And back to neutral. From here, we're just going to tuck our toes and slowly push yourselves up into our down dog. You can have your knees bent if that feels good for you. You want to walk out your dog, bending one leg, then the other. And just bring your feet about a little bit more than hip distance apart. Really bringing your chest towards the mat, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. Taking another deep breath here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Now bring that right arm up and reach it for your left ankle, your left thigh. Just kind of twisting to the side. More breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release that right arm. Now bring this left hand, reach it for the right ankle, the right calf, right thigh, and just twist open towards the right side of the mat. And back to center. And from here, we're just going to come up onto the balls of our feet, push ourselves over, coming into our plank position, and then lifting your hips up, going back into our down dog, pushing the mat away. And again, on our balls of our feet, rolling over into our plank. Inhaling, lifting the hips up, back to down dog. And one more rolling over into plank. And inhaling, lifting back to your down dog. And take a few steps towards your feet. Coming into our standing forward fold. And just letting yourself hang here for a second. And we're going to bring our right hand onto the mat, bending our right knee. Lift that left hand up towards the ceiling, getting a nice stretch in that left leg. Looking up at the left fingertips. Another inhaling and exhaling. And release your hand down. Now bring your left hand to the mat, bending your left knee, reach your right arm up. Looking up at your right fingertips. And release down. Just letting yourself hang here. You're gonna grab opposite elbows. Just hang in ragdoll. Just slowly start to roll yourself up. Coming into our standing mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms touch, slight back bend. And bend your elbows, follow it down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump out to your plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale, your upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lifting that right leg up towards the ceiling in our three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step it through between your hands. Bring that back foot down at a 35, 45 degree angle. Coming into our warrior one. Palms touch overhead. That right knee over that right ankle. Our hips are square towards the top of our mat. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhaling, lifting your chest up, reaching your fists back. Exhaling, bringing that right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Coming into our humble warrior. Just reaching those fists towards the ceiling, getting a real good shoulder stretch. Inhale, lift back up to our warrior one. Straightening that right leg. Interlacing your hands behind your back again. Inhaling, lifting your chest up. Exhaling, fold over into our pyramid pose. Reaching those fists towards the ceiling again. This is too much for you. You could also just bring your hands to frame your right foot. If you have blocks, you can use those also. Eventually, you're going to release your hands down to the mat to frame your right foot. And just pivot on that back toe a little bit so it comes about in line, not really at an angle anymore, like you're in a lunge. We're going to inhale, bending that right knee, just coming into a runner's lunge. And exhale, straighten that right leg again. And inhale. And exhale. And inhaling again. And exhale. And coming back into that runner's lunge. We're going to lift that back foot off, coming into a modified warrior three. So you can, I'm going to leave my hands on the mat because that's easier for me right now. You can also bring your hands to your chest for a little bit more of a challenge. And eventually you want to release your hands to the mat and kick that left leg up a little bit more as you try and bring your forehead towards your shin, towards your knee for our standing split. Just trying to push it up a little bit higher each time. And then bending the knee, we're going to bring our left knee to the inside of our right knee in our Shiva squat and kick it up. And one more, bring that knee down and up. And last one. And back up. Step it back into our runner's lunge. From here, we're going to step that right foot back. Come over onto our right hand for a right side plank. So you can stay here if this feels good, or if you want to reach that left arm up and over, lifting the hips a little bit higher. And back over to plank, bringing that right foot back into between our hands. Lift that right hand up. And as we inhale, coming up into our revolved lunge, that right hand down our left thigh, that left arm up. Our twisted reverse lunge, doing a nice stretch in this left hip flexor. Just taking another breath here as we inhale and exhale. We're going to windmill our arms open. Coming into our warrior two. So our right knee is over our right ankle. This back foot is about parallel with the back of your mat, or whatever feels comfortable for you, but our hips are open, looking over our right fingertips. Bring this right elbow down to the right knee, the left arm up and over in our extended side angle pose. Another breath here. Let's inhale, lift back up. And reaching that right arm up and over, and that left hand slides down the left leg in our reverse warrior. So we can go a little bit deeper. Inhale back up, straighten that right leg, push the hips out to the left, bring the right fingertips down to the mat right in front of your right foot. Or if you want to put your whole palm down, your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Our hips are open as we're coming into our triangle pose. So like you're fitting between panes of glass. I mean, my belly can't really fit in there. Like there was two panes of glass. You're gonna keep your hips open, looking up. As we inhale, lift back up. Pivot the right toes to face the side of your mat. Interlace your hands behind your back again. Inhaling, lift the chest up. And exhale. Fold over into our wide-legged forward fold. Just trying to reach those fists towards the mat. Inhale and lift back up. We're going to pivot our toes, so our toes are pointing out, our heels are pointing in now. And we're going to come into our goddess pose, so bending those knees, bringing your arms up like goalposts out to the side. Your chest is lifted, your spine is straight. Just take another couple breaths here. I'm going to release your hands down to your knees. Maybe bring one shoulder in, another shoulder in. And then back up, straightening your legs. Turning that left foot, coming back into our warrior two. Windmill our hands over. Stepping back into your plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. We're just going to come onto the other leg now. So inhale that left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step it through between your hands. Bring the right foot down at a 35-40 degree angle. And inhaling up to our warrior one. Our hips are square towards the top of our mat. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhaling your chest up. Exhaling, bring your left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. And inhaling, lift back up, reaching those fists down your leg. Straightening that left leg. Inhale up. Exhale, fold over into our pyramid pose. And it's going to release your hands. We're going to just pivot that back toe a little bit. Inhaling, coming into that runner's lunge again. And exhaling, straightening that leg. Inhaling into a lunge. Exhaling, straightening the leg. We're inhaling and exhaling. And coming into our runner's lunge. And coming into your warrior 3, whichever that looks for you. You want to have something for balance, a chair or wall or blocks, whatever. And just bringing that back leg up so it's almost at a T with your body. You can keep a micro bend in the left leg. And bringing your hands down to the mat, reaching that right leg up a little bit higher to bring your forehead towards your shin. And on our next exhale, we're going to bring that right knee to the inside of the left knee. And inhaling back up. And exhale. And inhale back up. And one more. And step back into our lunge. And step that left foot back. Coming onto our left hand. Our left side plank. Reaching the hips up a little bit higher as we reach that right arm up and over. Back through center. Bring that left foot up again. Our right palm stays on the mat. Reaching that left arm up towards the ceiling. And our next inhale, lift up in our revolved lunge. That left hand down the right leg. So right arm comes up and over. Next inhale, windmill our arms open to our warrior 2. Bringing the left elbow down to the left leg, reaching that right arm up and over in our extended side angle. Inhaling back up. Reach that right arm down the right leg, the left arm up and over in a reverse warrior. Inhale, lift it back up, straightening that left leg, pushing your hips out to the right, and the left fingertips down to the mat. Right fingertips up to the ceiling. Into our triangle pose. Just gonna turn because I really don't like it. I feel like it's better this way. And then my butt piece that way. We're gonna lift back up, pivoting our toes to face the same direction. Interlacing our hands behind our back. And as we exhale, fold down into our wide-legged forward fold. Want your toes to be slightly pointed in, heels pointed out. Again, just reaching your fists towards your mat. You can bring your legs as wide or as close together as feels comfortable for you. And inhaling, lifting back up, pivoting our toes, so our toes face out and our heels point in. Bending into our goddess pose once more. Our goalpost arms. Breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Bringing that right palm down beside the right foot, reaching that left arm up into a horse pose. Getting really deep into our hip flexors. Next, inhale, lift up. Bring the left palm down to the left foot. Reach that right arm up. And coming back, straightening the legs, and come over and step it back to your plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. And just come over onto the balls of your feet and bring your knees down to your mat and sit up. I'm going to bring our hands to the small of our back. I'm just going to use some blocks because I don't want to do that many back bends really right now. So if your back bends are not that great, it's not that flexible yet, you can always use blocks by the sides of your heels, or just leave your palms on your back and push your hips forward like this in a modified camel. Eventually you can bring your right arm to reach your right heel, your left arm, reach your left heel, tilt your head back as you push your hips forward and keep your chest lifted. Another breath in, out. And lift back up, bringing the hands to the small of your back, pushing your sit bones back by your heels. Keep coming into our child's pose. So you could have your big toes touching, your knees together, your knees out wide a little bit. I like wide like a child's pose right now. I just hold up 1 second. Sorry about that. So just coming from our child's pose, reaching our hands forward and our hips back. Next inhale, we're going to push our hips forward, coming into a cobra or an upward dog, really. And then as we exhale, just rounding into our cat again, pushing down into our child's pose. Inhaling. Just bringing some fluid movement into our spine again. 1 more. And push forward to your cobra or your upward dog. If you want to take full upward dog now. Rolling your shoulders back, lifting your chest up. And exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Inhaling that right leg up. Bending that knee, stacking the hips. Just letting gravity open up that hip flexor a little bit. And exhale, step it through. Bring that left knee down to the mat. And inhaling up into our low lunge. Hands overhead, or you can have them at the side on blocks, on top of your knee, whatever feels good. Just slowly pushing that left hip forward, that right hip back. And as we exhale, straighten that right leg, flex that right foot. Keeping our left hip over our left knee. Inhaling your chest up. Exhale, fold over, spine straight. Inhaling back into our low lunge, like pushing that left hip forward a little bit more, stretching it a little bit more. And exhaling 1 more time into that half split. And inhaling back to the low lunge. And bring both of your hands to the inside of the right foot. Slowly heel toe that right foot over to the edge of your mat. And if you want to stay here, this feels good. You can stay here in lizard. Or if you want to bring your come down to your forearms, just letting that right hip fall open. Taking a couple breaths here, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Coming back up. Now just heel toe that foot over to the left side of your mat and bring that right knee towards the right side of your mat, coming down into our happy pigeon pose. You can have this left foot as close to your body or as far away from your body as feels comfortable for you. If this feels good to stay here, just stay here. Or if you want to inhale, lift your chest up. And as you exhale, come walking your hands down, coming into our sleeping swan. And we're deep inhaling in. Exhale. As we inhale, just slowly walk yourself back up. You can bend that back left knee. Just try and bring it in a little bit closer to your body. If you can hook it with your elbow, that's great. You could always use a strap or a towel or something also. And reach that right arm up and over. Kind of just hook on to your hands. So we have a slight back bend and stretching the quad. And release. Bringing your hands out in front of you, tucking the back toes, stepping back into our plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We're going to do the other side now. So inhale that left leg up, bend the knee, stack the hips. And in gravity, just open that hip flexor up a little bit. And step it through between your hands, coming into our low lunge. Inhaling, arms overhead. Pushing that right hip forward now, that left hip back. And exhale, straighten that left leg, flexing that left foot, inhaling, lift the chest up, exhaling, folding over. Inhaling, coming back in to our low lunge again, stretching that right hip flexor a little bit more. And exhaling for your half splits. Try and go a little bit farther each time, but you don't want to round your shoulders, just want to bring your chest towards your leg. Inhaling back to our low lunge. Bring your hands on the inside of your left foot. Heel toe that left foot over to the left edge of the mat, letting that hip kind of sway open. And again, you can stay here. Or if you want to come down onto your forearms, letting that left leg fall open to the side a little bit more. Water while I'm here. Back up onto your hands and just slowly heel toeing that left foot over to the other side of your mat. Bring the left knee towards the left corner of your mat. Coming into our half pigeon on this side. Again, if you want to stay here, this is fine. If you want to inhale your chest up and exhale, slowly walk your hands down, coming into our sleeping swan. Coming back up onto our hands. Bending that back right knee. Pulling it in towards your body. You can hook it with your right elbow. Push that left arm up and over. And release. Tucking the back toes, stepping back to our plank. Chaturanga. Inhale our upward dog. Exhale, down dog. And just walking forward towards our hands now. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, sit down into our chair pose. And just take a deep breath here. Inhaling and exhaling, stand up straight. We're gonna come into our tree pose. So we're gonna bring our right foot to the inside of the right calf or the right thigh. Bringing your hands to heart center. Looking at a drishti point in front of you. Focusing. Surrendering. Without letting that leg go, bring the right knee into your chest. You can grab onto your right big toes or your right foot and slowly extend it out straight in front of you. Holding onto your big toe with your 2 peace fingers of your left hand. Releasing that right arm behind you. And if you can look towards the right. Another deep breath in. And exhale. Come back through center. Release your hand and slowly lower it down. Now we're going to do the other side. So bring the left foot to the inside of the left calf or the left thigh. And bringing your hands, to heart center. A couple breaths here. Now without lowering, inhale your left knee into your chest, grab onto your left foot, and slowly push it out in front of you. It doesn't have to go all the way straight, however far you can go is good. Grab onto your left big toe with your 2 right peace fingers, and release the left arm to this revolved hand to toe position. Just back to center. Slowly lower down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right it down. Bring your hands to your mat. Halfway lift. Jump or step out to your plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. From here, we're going to just come onto the balls of our feet. And we're going to jump. So we come onto the sides of our hands. I'm just going to turn. Face you coming into our Malasana squat. So our elbows are here, pushing our hips open. We can either just stay here if this feels good. You could also bring a block underneath for a little bit of support if you want that. We're going to bring that the left hand, down to the mat, reaching the right arm up, just opening that left hip up a little bit more. And release, and bring that right hand to open up the right hip a little bit more and lift the left arm up. Release. Just turn back. Bring your knees together so we're in this cosmic egg ball again. And just slowly lower yourself down. Maybe rock back and forth a few times. You're slowly lowering yourself down to your mat. Still having your knees into your chest. If you want to just rock them, kind of going in circles a little bit, massaging your lower spine. You can go the other way. Now release both of your legs out straight in front of you. Bring your right knee into your chest, grab the outside of the right knee with your left hand. Slowly lower it down towards the left side of your mat. Reaching your right hand out straight beside you, looking over to your right fingertips. And release that leg down. Bring the left knee into your chest. Grab the outside of the left knee with your right hand. Slowly bring it down towards the right side of the mat. Bending over your left fingertips. Slowly letting your body relax. Feeling your muscles. Release. Surrendering to the moment. And release. And bring both of your knees into your chest. And either grab the outside of your foot or you can grab your two big toes with your peace fingers, coming into our happy baby. Either find stillness here if you want to rock back and forth a little bit. Just doing whatever feels good for your body in this moment. Releasing, bringing both your knees into your chest. And as you take one big full body stretch, reaching your hands towards the wall behind you, your feet towards the wall in front of you. And release into your Shavasana pose. Just contemplate surrendering to the moment to help you get through that flow. Practicing with intention feels so much different than just practicing for the sake of practicing. In some ways, you could bring more intention and devotion into every aspect of your life, really. Just feel your body start to settle. Your heart rate starts to slow. Your breathing's not any more labored. Slowly just feeling your body completely release and relax. Surrendering into the moment of today. What intentions do you want to bring into the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend? Feel free to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you want or as long as you have time for. 10 minutes is usually like the recommended time. Just don't have time for that for the rest of this video. If you want to end your practice with me, you just bend your knees, coming over onto your side into fetal position and slowly pushing yourself up. Get to a comfortable seated position. And just taking a moment to thank your body for allowing you to practice and thanking your body for showing up today, thanking yourself for showing up on the mat today. No matter what your practice looked like, for it being exactly what you needed it to be today. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, hands down through heart center. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And that's it for the yamas and yamas. But if you guys have any questions about them, of course, always feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to talk about them, or we can go deeper. Just reach out with any questions. That's Sam Yoga. Otherwise, have a good weekend, guys.